DJ Event Planner will change the way you manage and run your business. Streamline all of your procedures and software into one easy-to-manage system. DJ Event Planner, the ultimate online planning tool.
All right, we are here. Good morning, everyone. I'm joined today by Daryl Jacobsen. Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning, and feel free. Everybody knows me as Jake in the industry, John. So just call me Jake. Nobody will know Daryl. I go by Daryl Jake Jacobsen because I don't want anybody to think my parents were cruel enough to call me Jake Jacobsen. But
well, that's the way I've known you over the years too. But I want to make sure that we get it out there because people go and they'll look on Facebook. Wait, there's this Daryl guy. That can't be him.
That's why even on my Facebook profile it has the Jake in parentheses because some people, that you grow up with, they knew me as Daryl, but since the third grade, everybody calls me Jake. My mother hates it, by the way.
Of course. Mothers were like, they should call you by your name I gave you.
Exactly.
And then the guilt comes out. And then because it's, well, thank you guys for joining us today. We are getting ready for summer 2017, which means that our Monday night interview shows are going to daytime. So this is the first one you are seeing. And every Monday at around that between 9 and 10 o'clock, we'll post the schedule on this where you can check it out. But 10 o'clock Eastern is our goal to have our shows go live Mondays. Some will be live. Some are going to be pre-recorded. This one was pre-recorded the week before just because it's Memorial Day and Jake and I are off doing right now. We're probably at a ceremony somewhere, or we're maybe at a parade, or we're getting the grill ready to go. Any one of the three will work.
That's true, but people aren't going to do interviews on Memorial Day probably.
Yeah, not so much. So Jake, let's talk about a big thing, a big change in your life here from 2016's DJ Expo, because we're going to be talking DJ Expo today, into the 2017 show. Kind of bring us up to speed of what's going on in your world.
Well, about in June of last year, I got a call from Brian O'Connor at DJ Times, and he said, "This is I thought he wanted to talk to me about the seminar I always do. I've been running the game seminar at DJ Times for the last 9 years, since 2008. And I thought he just wanted to ask me about the seminar and if I was going to do it for the 10th year. And so when he got me on the phone, he said, listen, he goes, of course the seminar is good. We love your seminar, but I wanted to talk to you about something else. And he said, this is not common knowledge, but Mike Walter is stepping down as the host of the DJ of the Year contest. And he said it like this. He goes, I was just wondering if, maybe you knew somebody thought might be qualified who could possibly run this. And I'm sitting there.
Whose name rhymes with bake.
I said, Brian, I was kind of stunned, because me. And I said, are you asking me if I'd like to, take over for Mike at the DJ of the Year contest? I mean, the answer is yes, but I don't want to overstep my bounds. And he's like, oh yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. Thank God. He goes, that's fantastic. It's a hell of an honor.
Yes.
To run it. And I couldn't believe it. And the first thing I did was I called Mike. I was like, Mike, thank you so much for, I know you had something to do with this. And he's like, oh, they chose you. That's awesome. And it just kind of ran from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the change, and I've had a good I've had 9 months to think about the things I want to do, and it's when I first took this over. I mean, I've been watching Mike kick butt on this for years and years, and
he has, yes.
He's a total pro. I'm just thinking to myself, you don't want to go into something and say that I'm going to be a poor imitation of what is there. I don't want to be some lackey who just happened to take over for Mike. I want to be able to put my own stamp on it. I want to do things that, are different. And I started thinking about all the cool things that could possibly make it a little bit better, and, or not even better, but different.
A different spin you're looking for. Yeah,
a different spin. The one thing that has been important to me from the beginning of this is that people don't think that just because I'm changing stuff, that it has anything to do with me not liking what Mike has done. I mean, if anything, he's been like my greatest champion. He actually went down to Atlantic City with me last Tuesday to check out the new venue at Boogie Nights in the Tropicana, which is amazing.
Oh, good. We'll talk more about that.
I'll get to that. But I mean, he's helped me so much, and he's totally given me his blessing to go crazy. He doesn't want me to have to live up to what he did. He wants me to do my own thing, and I can't even begin to tell you how much that means to me that he's doing that for me. And he's just been an incredible resource of information.
Yeah, it's really kind of cool when you are starting to get involved with something like that has been handled by a quality person who is such a performer, a planner, organizer. So you're coming into an event that's not tanking.
So seriously, who is? I've been trying to knock my head against this. Who is more well known in the industry than Mike? I honestly don't know. So,
yeah, precisely, and well respected. I think is probably the second thing.
Super respected. Those are monumental shoes I have to fill. So,
exactly.
And I, if I looked at it from that way, if I look at it, how am I going to be Mike? Then I'm already going to fail. I have to be Jake.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to give it a totally different spin. DJ Times has been really cool. They've let me do a whole lot of new things, and I think that's part of what's going to make it really interesting this year.
And for those who aren't familiar with the DJ Expo, it's in Atlantic City. We'll put links in the description below so you guys can check this out. It's I come in on Sunday. It's a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then is it Thursday? About 2:00. I think it wraps up somewhere at 2-3 o'clock.
3 o'clock at 2:45. I think they have the big giveaway for that big,
the prizes and such.
And right after that, that's the end.
Go home. Everyone rolls. But it's a fabulous event. It's in Atlantic City. This particular year, the exhibit area and the educational side of it are going to be down at the convention center. And then all the fun stuff and where the attendees are going to be staying is at the Tropicana. And that's where you and Mike got to walk around a little bit.
Oh, and I'll tell you something. After I know a lot of people, I was really sad to see it leaving the Taj. And I know a lot of DJs who are saying that they are not as enthused because they have to take a shuttle bus between the Tropicana and the convention center. And really, there was no other option for DJ Times really, because they only have the opportunity to do what they can do. They need exhibit hall space. They need the hotel. They need a lot of stuff, and only the convention center, has that exhibit space. But you still want to have the nightlife.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing about the Tropicana for those people who are going to it and who are going to brave the 7-minute shuttle ride between Tropicana and the shuttle. And by the way, they have shuttles running constantly every single day. So there's no reason to, I see that as a poor excuse. Somebody wrote a great thing. Mike and I were driving home. We did a little Facebook Live, and somebody said the shuttle bus is one more great opportunity for networking.
For sure.
Oh, optimistic viewpoint,
Yep, you just find a DJ sit in their lap, and hey, that just brings up a conversation.
But where are you from? What do you do? I mean, some of the best ideas I've ever gotten as in my industry are from just having little chats in halls. And
yeah,
it's an opportunity. But anyway, we checked out the Tropicana, and I'm not even going to get to Boogie Nights yet. Just the hotel.
Yep, good. I wanted to kind of break it down, compare for those who have not been there.
First of all, anybody who's been at the Taj, it has been going down in the last few years, and there was no place to eat. I think it was like a Panda Express, their White House subs, which is great, but you can't eat there every meal. There's maybe was it a Sbarro pizza place. There was no real restaurants. You had to leave the Taj to go eat. That will not be the problem at the Tropicana. They have more places to go. They have fresh markets. So if you just want to go pick up fruits and vegetables and salads, and there's so many restaurants, so many food options. You'll never have to leave the Tropicana. The place is absolutely gigantic. It's busy. You can really, if anything, you get lost in it. You
Right.
absolutely lost in it. It's so big. So as far as the facility that you're going to be sleeping and spending a lot of your nightlife and eating time in, you've gone up so much. There's so many more cool things now that the options are ridiculous compared to what we've been used to. So I'm really excited about that.
I get a chance to walk through the Tropicana last fall, or at the show. One of the things that struck me, first off, it doesn't smell like an old stale cigarette.
Yeah,
I'm going to be blunt with that. The Taj had some weird funky smells as you're walking down the hall. Trop clean, has a much nicer decor. Then you are walking through and you pull out your phone and you're looking and you're like, oh my gosh, I've got 5 bars. They have cell phone service throughout the venue. You can literally live stream your way through. If you guys get a chance, you could go check out the live stream we did from the Trop last year. We had great service in there. I was surprised, like, yay.
I considered that. That's a great point too.
Yeah. So, and the restaurants, as you're saying, Carmine's, that's one that's on our bucket list for us to hit this year. Just numerous in that walkway. It's kind of like a little strip mall inside the Trop. It's just fabulous location.
That's why anybody to go from, it is so worth it to take the shuttle and get out of the Taj. It is so worth it. I can't even begin to believe, I can't begin to describe how much happier people are going to be. I mean, it would be awesome if everything could be held at the Tropicana, and if it was possible, that's where it would be.
Right.
But give DJ Times a lot of credit. They have seen what they have to do, and they have done it. And they've made this really work. And I think this is going to be fantastic.
Definitely excited about that. Let's talk about the room now. Again, we're going to be talking about what Mike had been producing, which was the DJ of the Year event, and he would have performers from around the country, but really a lot of great talent coming up on a stage, and they would do a routine, a dance, some sort of a performance on stage, and then there were judges, and they would do their thing. Great event. A lot of people really enjoyed that. But now, Daryl, let's start with the room, and then give us a little preview of how you're going to change things up.
Well, let me get you excited about the room first. The Boogie Nights nightclub. Before this, it's been held at Scores for I think the last 3 years, which is I'm trying to figure out. It had good sound.
Yeah, it did. That was one of that location.
The sound was great. I mean, they.
Daryl, for those who don't know what Scores is, what type of club was Scores?
Well, there's a stripper pole in it, so.
So here I am as working as a youth pastor, and I'm there because I think it was one of the nights PV had a party, and of course I had to cover it for the Disc Jockey News. So here I am, and somebody takes a picture and posts it up online, and there's we're just smiling and doing our typical thing, and there's a stripper pole behind us, and of course that was like somebody's like, "Where are you, Mr. Young?"
Yeah, that's matter of fact, I have a few religious friends who refuse to go to, even though there's no.
Exactly. It was.
We were just using the room, and the first year that I think they removed the pole, thankfully. It was kind of an embarrassment. It's hard to say anything else. Before that, it was at the Casbah, which I really liked. I liked the Casbah, and before that, it was at the actual convention center. I believe that this room that we're in now, Boogie Nights, blows them all away.
Very nice. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, it's a 70s and 80s themed club. So there's lots of cool, like neon, there's lounges, there's all kinds of seating. And what's really amazing is the dance floor is enormous, and it's an LED dance floor.
Oh.
It's gotta be a good 30 by 30 feet, which is plenty of room for, much bigger than a floor we had at the last place. Bigger than, it's more of a square from what we had at the Casbah. It's not as big as the floor that we had at the convention center, but it's still really big. And it's just, with the LEDs and the lighting and the DJ booth, it's very, very exciting. The whole setup, I I walked around the club oohing and ahhing the entire time. No, look at that! Ooh, look! Oh my God! And so I was just walking around the whole time. I felt bad that Mike wasn't getting to host in that room. I think Mike doesn't care though. He's just the pressure of it and 15 years of having to make this incredible event. I think I think Mike was more than happy, even despite the room. I think he's happy to pass it on. So, but the room is fantastic. I think when people walk in there and they see just how amazing this room actually is, when they see the dance floor, the bars, the way the whole bar is set up along the side wall. I'm actually gonna in the coming week, I'll probably on my own personal page. I took tons of picture and video of the bar empty, so people could see all the places they can sit and all the places they can go. And I'll put that stuff up. Matter of fact, maybe if you want, I can even send you some. You could put them in some of the audio while we're talking here, and I'd be happy to do that.
Sure, we can put links in the description, whatever works. Yep, we'll figure something out.
And it was kind of fun when I went in. I was so busy oohing and ahhing. I had Mike with me, and Mike was even my cameraman. I shot this video at Boogie Nights to tell everybody, where we were and what they had to do to be considered to be finalists. And it's so funny. I'm having Mike be my cameraman, but he's also going, we could put the judges, you could think about the judges being over here, and this might be a great place, and the scorekeeper can go over here. And he had so many, insights that I was like, oh yeah, I guess, I do have to think about where we're going to put the judges.
Right.
I was so busy being blown away by how cool the place was. So it was very, very helpful. One producer helping the next producer.
Right. Yeah.
It's his baby. And, he's been, it wouldn't exist without Mike. He would have, if he didn't do it, I don't think it would be something that was even known. And
yeah,
when I think about how many things I personally have learned over the years at the both the Monday night kickoff party, which we have again this year, the Monday night kickoff party, and the DJ of the Year contest, I have come out with more nuggets and more ideas and more stuff that I have done at my events over the years. I mean, from that standpoint, that contest and that Monday night kickoff party has helped so many DJs over the years to expand their horizons and, become a better performer.
Yes.
I just am hoping that I can, continue that with the Monday and the entertainer of the year contest. I rebranded it. That's the first thing I wanted to do. And that's kind of funny, because if one of the questions you might ask me is, well, what do you think, you have that you can offer this? And I'm very much the everyman. I talk to DJs all the time about, what they thought about certain elements of, what could be better. And I got so much insight. And the one thing that pretty much universally everybody told me is, why do they call this DJ of the year when nobody ever DJs? And I completely concurred with that. I've never seen anybody spinning anything. It's really an entertainer contest. And the flood of feedback I've gotten from people who are just so happy that it's now an entertainer of the year contest, because entertaining is really what it is.
Very much so.
The only problem DJ Times had with calling it entertainer of the year is that it's a lot bigger print.
It takes up a lot more letters.
They think of it. They think of that stuff in magazines, and I got a big kick out of it. But doesn't it sound better? And DJ Times entertainer of the year just is a much grander sounding thing to me. And the feedback's been off the chart so far on just that one small change. And I was thinking, one of the things that I've always thought was kind of sad is that beyond getting the title, that was pretty much it. You use the title of DJ of the year in your marketing, and that's it. And a couple times they might have given away a light, so you had some, light somewhere. And I was saying, why not have, big prizes? And the stuff that they're working on right now, they've got some really big stuff in the works for the prizes, and I can't talk about them because they're flipping back between certain things, but it's really good stuff.
Very nice.
So, the people who are in this, I think the interest is going to go skyrocketing when people see what the actual prizes are. And the other thing I said was I actually have them sitting on the wall in my office here. they have a plaque. It's about this big and about this wide. That's not a really big plaque. And they would send it to you about 2 weeks after. And I'm looking at mine right now. It says I have 3 of them. But the one I'm looking at just says, 2013 best game, Daryl J. Jacobsen, Fair to Remember Entertainment. I said, how about a big trophy? Imagine
a NASCAR size trophy. Let's go.
You finish and, you got everybody lined up on stage and you give them this big trophy. And I was thinking, not only is it really cool to bring to the after party, which they have every year, but, like the Academy Awards has the Oscar. The trophy is the symbol of the contest. I said, let's do something where you can make the trophy the symbol for the entire contest, and they love that idea. And then I also, I was thinking, what else can we do? It is a magazine. Why not have a featured article on the winner? And
sure.
And they were saying, well, we usually do that anyway. I'm like, well, then why not just make it a thing? And they said, yeah, why not? And so now we've got some real stuff at stake for the people who are in the contest. And, it's not just getting, the title. I think this first one is really cool too, because it's the first year we're calling it the Entertainer of the Year. And there's only one first in anything. This is my first ever interview with John Young. Never have another first one. Hopefully I'll have more, but this will be the first.
Exactly.
And that person is going to be crowned something I think really special. And hopefully, if this year goes as awesome as I'm praying that it will, it will light up next year. And a lot of times my thinking is, I'm thinking down the road. It's not just about this year, how, I'm hoping this year is going to be awesome. But my real hope is that the people who go this year are going to be amazed and blown away and say, I can't wait for next year. And the word gets out to all those people who didn't bother going. And, it becomes a must go to. And this is how I did it with the New Jersey Disc Jockey Network. When I was president of the New Jersey Disc Jockey Network, the month I took over, we had 15 people the month that I took over. A few months after that, if I had less than 60 to 75 people at a meeting, I was very disappointed. And it's because you have to make it must see, must end. That's what I want to do with this contest. I want to make it a must attend contest. If you don't go, you're going to feel like you lost out on something awesome. And that's my goal, is to, so not just for 17, but 18 and beyond, I want people to say, I must get to this contest because I know it's going to be amazing.
So let's talk just for a second, because there might be some people who are like, hey, I'm going to be going and I'd like to participate as a contestant. How would they get signed up to do that?
Okay, I need 3 things to be considered in the contest. And I guess I should call it a competition, because that's really what it's, a competition. I have to keep saying that. It's more than a contest. It's a competition. What they need to do is they need to email me, and it is EOTY, so Entertainer of the Year contest @gmail.com. And I need a headshot, a nice headshot, not a joke headshot. I need a nice one. I need to have a proposal detailing what it is, that the applicant will be doing. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a game or dance. It could be something that you do at an event that, is something you think being worthy of being the Entertainer of the Year. So a dance is great. A game is great. But something in between that I think will knock people out is also great. I also ask for 60 seconds of video of the applicants performing at a private event, so that I can see what kind of entertainer they are. Because, in the past, I have seen some performers that, probably really didn't deserve to be in the contest. And I know that, you're trying to get a certain amount of people in the contest. But this time, there's so much at stake. Getting people to be in the contest shouldn't be the issue this year, because now there's so much going on. You've got huge prizes. You've got this huge trophy. You've got the featured magazine article. Getting people shouldn't be the problem. It's getting the right people and, finding people that, I think can make a difference in making this fantastic. So those are those are the tools that I'm trying to put together to make it something special.
Jake, give us the email one more time, and then I've got another question for you.
Sure. It's eotycontest@gmail.com. I even set it up its own special email.
Very nice. So we'll put that link in the description below so you guys can check that. Click on that to get a hold of Jake and submit the information and such if you'd like to be involved. Now, for those who aren't involved, of course, they will be able to watch and learn. Are they going to be involved with the show, and are there giveaways or swag that's going to be available?
Well, if there is, I haven't been told yet. I'm hoping that they'll have something. I mean, it's new venue, new host, new ideas. I think that they're, looking to do some cool stuff, although I can't say for sure they're going to do any of that. But I will say the viewing, the way that you're going to view it as a visitor, if you're at the show and you just want to watch, go watch it. Let's face it, it's only going to be a maximum of 12 performers. So the rest, the dance floor has a protective bar around it that goes around the entire dance floor, which I think is great because it won't crowd the performers. In the past, the people come out and perform and they're trying to shoo people off the dance floor, or they're trying to create space.
Yes.
And because they've got this big bar that goes around the dance floor, the safety bar that goes around an LED dance floor, because they've got that, there's an open forum and there's a lot of space for people to be around and watch, which is going to make it, I think, much more thrilling. So, so I don't know, the viewing aspect of it is totally improved. Because it's going to be kind of 360, depending on where you are, you'll be watching the performance in a completely different way. Usually you couldn't get behind the performers, and now, depending on where you are around the dance floor, you can have a view that you've never actually had before. Very nice.
Excited for the show coming up. Love to see the gear, love to hang with friends, and now with the new entertainer of the year, that should be a lot of fun. Jake, I want to put you on a spot here for just a second because our time's starting to kind of wind down a little bit.
Okay.
I want to take a little break here for a commercial spot. And then when we come back, could you give us a game idea? Since you've done a few games over the years, could you give us a quick little game idea that DJs could use at an upcoming event?
Sure.
Okay, we'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. All right, thank you guys for being with us this afternoon or this morning, depending upon when you're watching this, or evening, I guess, if they're watching it later, because they can do that on YouTube. I've got Jake with me, and Jake's going to be doing the Entertainer of the Year, and I asked just before our little break there if he would put together a game idea. And he's got a couple of them. So Jake, let's share a couple of games with those who are out there watching. Those who have stuck with us this long, this will be the little added bonus for watching today.
Well, the first one I'm going to give you. I just did a seminar for the New Jersey Disc Jockey Network a couple months ago, and actually in April. This is not my game. This is a game that my friend Mike Alivris from Hudson Valley DJ Association showed us, and it's really simple. He got it from Jimmy Fallon, and it's the Jinx game, which is basically the way I play it is I have two people. They put their fists together like this. Mm-hmm. And you're trying to read each other's minds. So I would say something like, if you and I put our fists together on the screen right now,
mm-hmm,
and I would say, think of on the count of three, give me color. And I'd say 1, 2, 3, and both of us say it at the same time.
Okay.
If we do that, let's say, if we put our fists up together right now and I say, think of a number between 1 and 10 on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3,
6.
We just made a jinx, John. There are so many things you can do that with. That little silly thing. Name a planet other than Earth on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Venus.
Name a football team. If you're local, I'm in New Jersey, so name a football team other than the Giants and Jets on three. 1, 2, 3.
The
Name
Patriots.
a restaurant on a count of 3. 1, 2,
Yeah,
3.
yeah.
It's a game I play at mitzvahs. I can't believe, how simple this is.
So what happens? I mean, if they're not.
Now you can do it in a different number of ways. You can eliminate them if they don't get the jinx. I usually go through all of them one time and let them lose or win. Let's say I'll have like 20 or 30 kids all together, and I'll line them up, and I'll just walk down the line between them and keep doing the jinxes until I get to the end. Then I'll go back and I'll eliminate them. If they don't make it, they're out.
So the goal is you want them to say the same thing, or you don't want them to say?
You want them to say the same thing because that keeps them in the game.
Perfect. Okay.
They don't, and you eliminate them until there's nobody left, until the last team has done the jinx and there's no more teams who can do it.
Gotcha.
So it's really simple. Another game I showed a few years ago, and it came to me the night before the game seminar. I had this idea about a handshake game. And it's really fun. I mean, I'll just say as an example, you get 10 people, random people, to come up, and you make them break up into twos. So you would have 5 teams. And I tell them, I said, you have 3 minutes, go out of the room. I want you to come up with the most fantastic, silly, or coolest handshake you can come up with. And I send them out for 3 minutes. And this can be, whatever even number of team. I send them out for 3 minutes. I bring them back in. I have all the teams line up, and I have them each come out and demonstrate their handshake.
Mm-hmm.
At the end, I have, I put my hands over each of their heads and get a round of applause for each one. When I get the top 2 teams with applause, I make them switch partners. I send them out, and I give them 90 seconds this time, and I bring them in again. And then I make them perform again, and then the audience participation gives us the winner. The funny thing is, I mean, sometimes you've got parents, kids, you've got, all kinds of people integrated with this. And there's so many different variations you can do, but it's a great ice-breaking game. It gets, lots of laughs. The weird stuff that people think of doing in a handshake is, I mean, you've seen all the crazy handshakes probably over the years yourself. And just doing that, you're going to have a lot of fun. I have fun with it at so many parties. So.
Oh yeah, and that ability to ad lib and engage, and for those who haven't taken any improv type classes, this is where that skill just shines, because you can have fun with them. You're in the moment with the contestants, and as you're swapping back, doing whatever, I'm
so glad you said that, John, because that's one of the most underrated arts, is the ability to spontaneously just be in the moment and watch people's reactions and see, you need to be looking at the people, not only who are participating, but the people who are watching, and connect. And, a lot of times it's a little bit of empathy. What do you think they're thinking? And when you nail that thing that you think the whole crowd's thinking, they all laugh.
Oh, for sure.
Create a wonderful moment. So
yeah, precisely. And that could be a full show just talking about the benefit of that, and how, when you can do it and do it well.
I would, that's the one I'd like to do. I've always thought of a great seminar would be on empathy, the ability to read the crowd in such a way where, I think that's probably my strongest trait as an entertainer, is that I'm really good at thinking about what it is, they're thinking. I try to think along with people. And, so often entertainers will basically give you what it is they have, but you're kind of forced to, they force feed you one thing. This is what you're getting. This is my thing. This is what you're getting. And the ability to stop in mid-performance and say, okay, well, you know what? I mean, what I'm doing is cool, but if I do it this way, you're like watching the reaction, and you're seeing how, not just the dance floor, but just how people are reacting, how they're accepting the material. If you're able to adapt to that, it's going to make you so much of a better performer.
That it will. So there we go. We had even more nuggets than just the games. Okay, so we'll have the email link below. DJ Expo, we'll put the links down below for that, so you guys can check that out. August, was it 13th, 14th, 15th?
It's the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. I also want to, if I could, just remind people, Monday night is the kickoff party.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
we didn't touch base on that.
And that's going to be incredible too. I've already got some stuff lined up for that Monday night that is pretty cool stuff.
And that will also be at the same venue?
Place, Boogie Nights. So everyone's going to get to have the preview of the club before we even get to the Entertainer of the Year contest. So, I think by the time people have walked out on Monday night, they'll be salivating for Wednesday. So they'll get a taste of it on Monday.
So I'm going to ask, because you have been known as the game guy at Expo, are you going to incorporate some of your game routines in Monday or Tuesday or both or neither?
I'm actually considering, it's funny. At my game seminar, I always do a few of the games because it's my seminar.
Yeah.
And I always am very happy to shine the light on other people. It's the same way with my DJing, with my company. I don't care how something gets to be successful as long as it's successful. I care about the success of an event. And with the game, that's why I don't do it all myself. I love to give other DJs the opportunity to come in and show their performance abilities and teach games and dances. I just think it's awesome. If I do something, it'll be on Monday night. And there's a couple games that I've never shown. There's a couple cool things I was thinking, I was saving them in case I was ever in the contest. Obviously,
you can't be there now.
Can't do that anymore. So maybe I'll pull a couple, one or two out on Monday night. But if I do it, it'll be Monday. Wednesday's all about the competition and the awesome competitors that are going to be in it.
Great. Good stuff. Looking forward to it. Jeez, it's not that far away. Just a couple of months now.
That's why, people got to get going. They got to get their submissions in. They got to think about what they want to do and get that stuff to me so they have an opportunity to be considered. I expect, we've already had a bunch of people, and I'm watching videos and I'm looking at proposals and trying to find out, basically who is the most worthy, and some of it, what's sad is that there's some great entertainers who are not going to make it into this. And it's not because they're not great, but maybe just, you want to have it evened out a little bit too. I don't want, if I can help it, I don't want 11 dances and a game. I would like to spread that out.
Have a nice balance. Yeah.
If I had my druthers, I would love, if you gave me like a perfect night, I'd love like 4 games, 4 dances, and 4 like totally bizarre, things that no one's ever considered. That would make me super happy. But, we'll just see how it all plays out.
See how it comes together. Great stuff, Jake. Thank you guys for watching this morning. If you are watching this later in the day, Monday night's shows, we're going to still do a live Monday night show with the DJNTV crew. That's going to be coming to you at 10 p.m. Eastern. Then our Tuesday night with Brian Red and Ben Stowe are going to be at the regular times throughout the summer, so you guys can check that out. Jake, thank you for being on with me today.
John, thank you so much for having me on. It's a thrill to finally be on this with you.
Yeah, great stuff, and we'll see you in August.
You got it.
All right. We'll catch you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.